Straight talk from Israel. You're listening to Israel News Talk Radio.
We're back with Lighten Up with Steve Miller and Matt Zucker.
Welcome
Are you
back.
sure?
You ruined the intro, Matt. Welcome, everybody, to another crazy episode of Lighten Up here on Israel News Talk Radio, the funniest show on Israel News Talk Radio. We've got a great show, a lot of stupidity and insanity to bring to the world. My name is Steve Miller, and I want to introduce my handsome co-host from the Holy Land, Mr. Matt Zucker.
Thank you, Stephen, and everybody for joining us here on Lighten Up on Israel News Talk Radio. It was a heck of a week, Stephen. I hope you had a good Shabbat and a good last week.
Yes, I did have a good Shabbat. I was out of town. I wasn't in town, but that's not important right now. Hey, oh my God, I just looked in the chat. Guess who's listening?
Who?
The Russian Federation. Russia is back online, baby.
Wow.
Welcome, Russia. Hey, good to hear from you.
And they're right next to Iran. Maybe they're taking a break from the nuclear talks.
That's right. Let's welcome everyone who's listening to the show. We've got the United States of China, South Africa, Israel, which I love, Australia, Germany, Argentina, United Kingdom, Italy, and, of course, Russia and Iran. I love it.
Crazy. Wow.
It's
a global audience.
It really is. I'm so happy that Russia is back online and listening to Lighten Up. Don't censor us, Pootie. That's what I call Putin. Pootie. Anyway.
Say your little nickname for him.
We got a good show, 30 seconds. We got a great show. Actually, I have we're going to talk about the Israeli female hockey team as well as the slap heard around the world.
The Israeli female hockey team? I don't even know about that.
Oh, yeah. It's a great story. You'll love it.
Well, hopefully I got a couple of humdingers, too, so hopefully we'll have time to get that in there.
Okay. That's
right
perfect.
after this break. So everybody, thanks for tuning in to Israel News Talk Radio and Lighten Up. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Stay tuned.
How did a nice Jewish girl from Delaware end up living in Israel? Shalom, I'm Natalie Sapinski. Join me on my show, Returning Home. Meet different people who have moved to Israel. Hear their personal stories, their highs, their lows, and everything in between. Each week, we talk to experts on immigration and the process of moving to Israel. Listen to Returning Home every Thursday, only on Israel News Talk Radio. Has the news got you down? Not with these funny guys. You're listening to Lighten Up with Steve Miller and Matt Zucker.
Welcome back, everybody, to Lighten Up here on Israel News Talk Radio. Welcome back, Russia.
And Iran.
Oh, anyway, thanks for sticking around. We got a great show for you. Matt, I just would like to start off real quickly. I have an announcement. I have spoken to the attorneys, and yes, the show Lighten Up does have attorneys, and I've spoken to them, and Lighten Up has filed a restraining order to keep Will Smith at least 100 yards away from us in case we offend him. Because I don't want to get slapped by Will Smith. Did you see that? Or did you hear about it?
Yeah, of course. Everyone it made the news even here.
Oh, how humanity has fallen. It literally, it's the Jerry Springer show. It wasn't the Oscars. It was the Jerry Springer show.
I think it was a ploy to inspire people to actually tune in next year, because no one watches those award shows.
Oh,
The viewership gets worse and worse every year. So like, give them some real drama. Man, Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. Now next year, everybody's going to watch to see what happens.
Absolutely. It was totally staged, I believe, because no one watches the show, but now everyone's talking about it. The slap of the century. All right. Well, we got to be careful because, now comedians are at risk. There's no safe space for us anymore. God forbid we offend someone. I can just get slapped.
I have this great picture, like a meme I had saved on my computer. It says, I like offending people because people who get offended are fun to offend. And it's, some guy sharing his offensive gesture.
Well, here, this is what I have to say to you, Will Smith. Will, this is what I have to say to you, okay?
I do not have time for this. I do not have time for you.
You need a better recording.
It's
too
a
quiet.
Perfect recording. No, it's not. It's perfect.
Oh my God.
That's what I say. Anyway, so it just fits in perfectly with 2022, right? And everything that's going on in this world. Why not just have the Jerry Springer show on as the Oscars? Now we got black on black crime. I can't wait till the Black Wall Street Times. Let's see what they do a piece on if they condemn Will Smith. You think they will?
I'm not even gonna make a guess.
Here's my answer.
I'm probably not gonna think about this too much.
Yeah, it's sickening. I'm embarrassed to be a human being right now. If aliens are watching humans on Earth, for them, this is just one long Jerry Springer episode.
Can you imagine if the aliens came to Earth and they said, "Take us to your leader"?
Yeah, I wouldn't even know who to take him to.
Right.
I would take him to Xi Jinping. They can get some Chinese food.
You know what? They don't have Chinese food in China, do they?
I don't know.
It's just food.
I guess so. Wait, Matt. So here, I got some. Okay, so here, I want some advice. Have you ever spoken to someone on the phone that you didn't know from Facebook?
Never. Nor do I want
friend
to.
That said, I had a Facebook friend. I did not know this person who texted me out of the blue, okay, and said, "Stephen, I need to talk to you." And it was in reference to Aliyah. Okay, this was a Jewish person, so I felt obligated. I had compassion, empathy, and I felt obligated to speak to this person. Not like I know anything about Aliyah, but whatever. If the person had questions, I know lots of people who live in Israel, so maybe I can help direct them.
Okay, stop right there. Stop right there. Don't ever give my phone number.
Anyway, so I give this person my number. The person calls me right away, and oh my God, this person was a couple fries short of a Happy Meal. They were literally mentally unstable, and I felt so bad for this person. It was a female, and she starts telling me how her question is she has a pet guinea pig. That she loves this guinea pig, and she doesn't know that she's done her research, and she doesn't know that if El Al will allow a guinea pig, they don't allow rodents on the plane. They'll allow dogs. So she wanted to know if she can disguise her guinea pig as a puppy. And do you think when she speaks to Nefesh B'Nefesh, will she just tell them she has a puppy? Do you think she can get away with disguising her pet guinea pig as a dog because she won't leave America without her guinea pig? That was number one. And then she says, because I know how Israelis feel about pigs. They don't like pigs in Israel. So what if they hurt my guinea pig? And I really didn't know. I didn't know what to say. I'm serious. It gets even worse. Then she starts asking me. She starts telling me how people are after her. And she wants to fly to Philadelphia to talk to me personally. I said, wait a second. You want to fly just to talk to me personally? I said, that's what phones are for. Just tell me now what you want to tell me. I can't because my phone is hacked. There's people after me, and my roommate wants to kill me.
Block the number, unfriend.
So then she asked me if I knew anyone famous that has a private jet that can just fly her to Israel so she doesn't have to go through El Al.
I think Tamar Yona has one. It's the Israel News Talk Radio private jet, right?
Well, I said to her, I do know one of the hosts from Lighten Up named Matt Zucker. He's pretty famous in Israel. He may have a jet to take you. But she didn't know who you were. She goes, I'm unaware of Matt
man.
Zucker.
Perfect. Thank you
And
very much.
here I am in the middle of my workday, sitting in a van for 20 minutes entertaining this insanity. And I felt terrible. But she's talking about her guinea pig. Do I know famous people that could just get her to Israel? People want to kill her. This is what I get for being nice, for answering my phone to a complete stranger on Facebook.
Who would think that there's crazy people on Facebook?
Oh, so that was my week. Anyway, I gave her your address. She's making Aliyah, and she's coming to stay with you.
Well, I moved. And I'm not going to give you the new address.
Is that not the craziest conversation? Can you believe that?
You attract them. You always have these. First of all, I mean, I just hate Facebook. I wish I could get thrown off. But I use it for a tool for like Anglo groups here in Israel, so it's useful. All you have to do is just say men. There's no such that men are men and women are women. There's a difference, and you'll get banned for 30 days. or talk about a pro-Israel, and you'll get banned. Well, I'm not a biologist, so I really can't say.
Oh my God. Do you believe? Oh my! I don't know. Hope people understand that joke. I'm not a biologist. This is the Supreme Court. If anyone who is unaware, they asked her, a senator, right? Asked her, what's the difference between a man and a woman? And this is a Harvard-educated woman who wants to be on the Supreme Court, and she says, I don't know the difference. I'm not a biologist. Maybe she knows the difference between a guinea pig and a puppy.
Well, the guinea pig. She should see if her psychiatrist can write a letter that it's like, what do they call them? Service animal.
Get ready, Israel. You're getting a doozy coming to Aliyah.
Well, not everybody gets approved. You know what, my brother? There is a screening process.
I just love how I just said, yeah, I do know Matt Zucker from Lighten Up. She had no idea who you were, what Lighten Up was. It was great.
Well, that is music to my ears.
My ego was insulted. I'm like, what do you mean you never heard of Lighten Up? It's the greatest comedy show on radio. Anyway, so that's what I did.
Interesting. Well, I don't have. You know what? I have an interesting anecdote to share with you. So
go ahead.
So I recently decided to take on the mitzvah of wearing tzitzit. And to our listeners who aren't Jewish, we're commanded to wear fringes on the corners of our clothing. Anyway, a lot of Jews do it, a lot don't.
Kol hakavod! Woo! Yay, Matt!
So after yes, and men are not women. Excuse me. Our producer's always correcting me.
You don't know what you're talking about.
So you wear this. So to our listeners, let me try to draw a picture for you. So you wear it's like sort of like a shirt, like a sleeveless shirt you wear under your shirt that has the fringes hanging down. What, Stephen? They come about mid-thigh, perhaps, maybe a little higher.
Yeah, sometimes.
So I started wondering. I said, what happens when you have to use the bathroom? I mean, you don't want to unkosher him. You know what I'm saying?
This is what Matt is worried about. How do I wear tzitzit and go to the bathroom, babe? So what did you do? How did you figure it out?
I Googled it.
Oh, God, you are a loser. Oh, my God. He Googles it. Did you find anything?
I found a website called Froom Satire. It's like the Babylon Bee for Hasids.
Oh, that is so funny.
And so the title of the article is Modern Day Dilemmas That Come While Wearing Tzitzit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, number one is bathroom etiquette. So I read about it. On the internet, and although it was like a gag piece, it was pretty informative, and it worked.
Here was the title, Matt. It was number one. going number 2.
No, number 1 was going number 1, and number 2 is going number 2.
I told Matt you got to like collect them. You got to collect them and then
roll them up, and then you roll them up. It's I had to do a practice run.
Oh my God!
Well, come on, you know.
We got to end on that for the first
end on that. Come on back after a quick 2-minute break right here on Lighten Up.
Yeah.
You're listening to Israel News Talk Radio.
This is Shai Bentako, and each week I'll be webcasting to you from Judea, origin of the word Jew, a people besieged and beleaguered in every generation. Nazi Germany's but a memory, but in its place the world invented the phantom Palestinians as this generation's internationally authorized Jew killers. Tune in for a different slant on life in Israel, Phantom Nation, every Monday.
Has the news got you down? Not with these funny guys. You're listening to Lighten Up with Steve Miller and Matt Zucker.
Welcome back to Lighten Up, everybody, right here on Israel News Talk Radio. Matt Zucker here, and my partner on the other side of the screen, Stephen Miller.
Shalom, shalom, everybody. Thanks for sticking around.
Is this on? I hope they did stick around. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, Russia, you still here?
Well, it's a shame we weren't on the air during that entertaining break, as always. The best part of the show is always when we're not on the air.
You can discuss whatever you want, Matt. That's fine. Who cares?
I don't think that would be a good idea.
Okay. So you want to start off? What do you got, Matt? I know you got some good stuff here. Why don't you start off with something?
Okay. All right. So, and I got this off of Israeli Cool's website. Now, I think you've seen some of this stuff before. It was really funny.
Yes.
So this is Lebanon's list of banned movies and TV shows. All right.
Okay.
And it's put out by some Palestinian activist, quote, Palestinian activist blogger. Anyway, so it has a list of all the movies and Woody Allen movies, but publicity for Israel can't have it. There's
wait.
sympathy for Jews.
How does Woody Allen a publicity for Israel?
It names one of it goes through the movies specifically, and then it gives you the title of the film and then why it's banned. Okay. So anything else by Woody Allen, publicity for Israel. Architecture of Doom, sympathy for Jews. Band of Brothers, sympathy for Jews.
Band of Brothers.
Yeah. Listen. Well, yeah, because they liberated concentration camps and had compassion for the Jews that were still alive, and that's just intolerable, right? Then there's this movie called Bobby, and that's banned because of Harry Belafonte. I don't know. That's weird. He's not Jewish, so maybe they don't like black people. I don't know. The movie Bullet, because that has publicity for Israel. Clockwork Orange, because there's a Jewish actress in it. Here's another one because it was shot in Israel and it shows sympathy for Jews. That one's banned because this one's shot in Israel. Blah 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 blah. Anyway, it goes on and on. So here's another one that has History of the World Part 1. Mel Brooks, publicity for Israel. So that's banned. But then here's the best part. Barbarella was banned because Jane Fonda's in it.
Oh,
now that I understand.
Right. She should be banned from America.
Right, but here's the best part. So when
she's
you
not
look
Jewish.
I know she's not Jewish. I don't know why maybe they think because, and I don't even think she's friendly towards Israel.
Yes, I know she's pro two-state solution.
Maybe it's because Barbarella. Maybe it's because she does the whole thing in a bikini. I don't know.
Can I ask you a question?
But hold on. But here's the best part. Here's the best part. You know what movies are not banned in Lebanon?
What?
Ones with homosexual content.
What? What did you say?
With movies with homosexual content are not banned.
So give me an example. What is that?
I don't know the names of these movies.
Just say it.
Hold on. Where did it go?
When Harry Met Harry?
La Repetition.
Never heard of it.
It's a French movie, I guess.
Oh, well, they're French. There you go.
It's supposed to be.
Yeah, is Brokeback Mountain in there?
I guess that's the French version of Brokeback Mountain. But anyway, so, they used to say Lebanon, Beirut was the Paris of the Mediterranean. So,
Hi-oh!
So, anyway, that struck me as kind of humorous.
I can't quit you, Matt. I can't quit you.
I never saw that movie.
Oh, my God. You've got to see that movie. It'll just make you laugh and laugh.
You know what, man? The subject matter just didn't interest me. I like cowboy movies, but, I'm not really into, like, I don't know. If I want to see a cowboy movie, I want to see, cowboys and Indians, cowboys and bank robbers, whatever. I don't want to look. I don't want to see a cowboy having romance with the lady. Just go,
How about cowboys and Arabs, cowboys and Jews?
Cowboys like the Frisco Kid. You haven't seen the Frisco Kid yet, have you?
No, I haven't. I'm sorry.
Come on, just listen.
I'll get to it. I'm sorry. I'm too busy, watching, One Night with the King and Yentl. Did they ban Yentl? Was Yentl on that list?
I did. I could. It was. Come on. I couldn't really. It was like a couple of pages. So I wasn't gonna.
Lebanon. I'm talking to you. If you're listening to Lighten Up, don't you ban Barbara? Don't you ban Barbara, Lebanon?
No, she's Jewish. They would have to ban that. And and don't mess with the Zohan is, of course, the last one banned there.
That's an Adam Sandler movie.
He also played. The Zohan is like a secret agent. He's a.
That is hysterical, dude. That is just that is great. Oh, Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
I wonder if that's banned. Lord of the Rings.
I don't know. Anyway,
keep anything Jewish away, but anything that has to do with men loving men is okay. I'm sure Fauda is not allowed.
They're coming out with season 4, by the way.
I know, it's my favorite show. That's where I learned Hebrew, through Fauda.
Fauda. There's no
Fauda. That's what I said.
Yeah. Anyway, what do you got?
Well, we're going to change gears. A little sports. You want to hear some sports talk?
Maybe. I don't know.
All right. No, this has to do...
Oh, yeah. I want to hear about that. That was
okay.
great.
You're going to love this. This is I found this article. Israel's women's hockey team makes historic world championship debut. Is that crazy? Did you know that Israel has a women's hockey team?
I didn't even know they had a men's hockey team.
I didn't even know they had hockey. Yeah.
No, I know they have hockey rinks. There's a lot of Canadians here, so they do have hockey. But
okay.
Women?
Well, apparently they're not very good. So it says here, the Israeli squad lost 5-1 to Bosnia after quickly falling behind 3-0 in the first period. But Israel's historic first goal was scored by defender Chen Kotler at the 25-minute mark of the second period. They basically lost 5-1. But here's what's great. This is what I love about Israel. Remember last summer or whenever it was, we talked about the Summer Olympics and how Israel is just, it doesn't matter. You could get into last place, but Israel will just love you anyway. You could be the worst team, but Israel will be so proud just because they're Jews and they're playing the sport. Like, here's this great article about the Israeli hockey team, the female hockey team. They're terrible. They lost. And they've never played hockey before. The team will play its second match on Thursday, which probably already passed, against Estonia, which last played in the World Championships in 2008. They're just happy to be there. But it's just funny to see a bunch of Jewish women on ice. I think if they want to try to win, what they need to do is they need to distract the other team by nagging them while they're skating around. Like, say, hey, your laces are untied. You're going to get hurt. And then, try to steal the puck.
So the team is probably all Russians and Canadians.
I have no idea. But I don't think
there's a lot of both here. I don't know. Women's ice hockey?
Yeah,
doesn't really do it for me.
A bunch of Jewish women playing ice hockey. How is that?
We probably could kick the living tar out of both of us.
Well, so
even with your Krav Maga.
But so what? So they're not very good. But guess what? Of course, down as you read the article, it says Iran, you're listening. Iran, which was due to face off against Israel at the competition, withdrew from the event earlier this month to avoid competing against Israel. Believe that?
You don't want our women beat by your women. I can't believe Iran has a women's ice hockey team.
I know I can't believe anyone in the Middle East would have an ice hockey team. It's not really a winter sport over there. Oh God!
Do they have head covering? In Iran, do they have head coverings under the helmets?
Well, their helmets probably are for their head covering. But you know what they need? They need a transgender on the Israeli female hockey team to push them over the edge. They need Lynn. What's her name from the swimmer? Lynn Thomas. Aaron.
Leah Thomas.
Yes. I'm here to play hockey. They need a transgender to so they can beat these European Slavic teams, which they're always really good in hockey.
I tell you what, man, I still can't get over like how feminists aren't in an absolute outrage over the whole men competing against women pretending to be women.
Well, when we come back after the break on our final, I do have an article about what they're what's Leah Thomas? Yeah,
Leah Thomas.
Yeah, but I think the Israeli female hockey team, that's what they need. They need a transgender. You know, if they really want to go woke and beat some teams. But I just love the fact that they got crushed, but yet, you know, it still praises them. And that's what I love about Israel and the Jewish people. Isn't that great?
Yeah, but I'd still prefer to keep the wokeness out of here. Hey, so listen real fast in our last, less than a minute, along the Leah Thomas thing. You know Herschel Walker, right, famous football player, was removed because of his conservative leanings from the president's fitness council. So his son tweets out some tweet that goes viral. Who's going to replace him? Leah Thomas?
That's what Herschel's son said?
Yeah, and I bet you he will.
Woke people are not known for their, athleticism and their physique and their chiseled bodies. They're not known for that.
Well, I don't know. Leah Thomas is, Anyway, hey, fast break coming up, and it'll be our last segment. Everybody stay tuned, and thanks for joining us on Lighten Up. Can you believe it already?
Stick around. No, I can't.
Hi, I'm Rabbi David Aaron. The soul basics are the most profound, the most essential, and yet often the most neglected in our education. Join me for Soul Talk on Israel's News Talk Radio and discover the secrets to love, spiritual growth, and personal power.
Has the news got you down? Not with these funny guys. You're listening to Lighten Up with Steve Miller and Matt Zucker.
Welcome back to Lighten Up, everybody. I'm Matt Zucker and my partner in crime, Stephen Miller.
Our final segment. Thank you for sticking around. I hope you're having a good time. Matt, you having fun?
Always having fun. If I'm not having fun, I'm not going to do it probably for that long.
You can renegotiate our contract.
Our contract, right?
Yes.
I want access to that. I want access to that Israel Lighten Up and Israel News Talk Radio private jet.
I do too. So I can fly that girl to Israel so she can save her guinea pig. All right, Matt. What do you got? You got something good. I heard through the grapevine. You have something good.
Well, there's a couple of things I thought was very entertaining. So I saw this one article that headline jumped out at me. U.S. to bring back pirates to seize Russian yachts.
Arr, pirates.
Well, and
what does that mean?
Back in the days, the pirates were privateers. right? So England would sign letters to people who own ships or fleets to be privateers to attack, whether it be the Spaniards or the French, and take all the booty. They would just have to give the crown the cut, and that's where pirates came from. Actually, they were privateers, and once privateering became illegal, the pirates, became, pirates because they didn't want to give up the good work. So
the pirates became pirates.
Pirates. Well, they were privateers while it was still legal, but once it became illegal, they kept doing the work, and then they became pirates. So now a recent bill was introduced that would authorize the President of the United States to issue letters of marque and reprisal for the purposes of seizing the assets of certain Russian citizens.
So what? The United States government now wants to legalize pirating so they can take Russian ships or whatever?
So think about it. This bill passes, right? You could really become a pirate, like legally. That would be awesome. And maybe would the government give you some, pirate hardware,
pirate hardware,
artillery, firearms.
Hey, listen, Joe Biden's giving out parrots so we can stick them on our shoulders.
And every day would be Speak Like a Pirate Day.
Arr, seize the Russian oligarchy. Arr, I'm in the Atlantic Ocean. Arr. Thanks to Joe Biden, now I can seize Russian oil. Arr, pirates now legal. Before it was privateered, whichever that means. Arr, my co-host likes to be smart and use big words. Arr.
I don't think it's actually going to pass, but it's just entertaining to think. Although, I don't know. Everyone's really big into demonizing Russians, so it might.
Well, we have Russia listening, so, I'm not demonizing anybody.
No, neither am I. Neither am I. It's kind of crazy. It's just kind of crazy. Anyway. Oh, and then
will they give out hooks?
You have to earn those.
Oh, okay. Because I was going if Biden gives me a hook and a parrot, I will definitely go on a ship and start just pirating, whatever that means.
Shiver me timbers.
Shiver me timbers. Let's dig up Blackbeard.
So here was another good story. I know we're kind of like tired of the Ukraine story. It's hard to get away from, but here's an interesting angle. Ukrainian woman and her Palestinian husband, the Palestinian husband, moved to Gaza after fleeing the Russian invasion.
There you go. That's a great place to go.
Right. That's how. Well, first of all, I love it. Gaza is supposed to be some open air prison hellhole, right?
Yeah.
Well, obviously it's not. They ran there for refuge. But here's the best part. So she's Ukrainian by birth. He was born in Gaza, right? The guy they met in med school.
Where did they go to med school? In Ukraine?
Yeah. But still, he went to med school. So he got into med school, got to leave Gaza, somehow got financing for med school. And it's just like, I thought it was an open-air prison full of people who were oppressed.
So is he going to be a doctor when living in Gaza with his Ukraine wife?
I have no idea. I don't really care that much. But I'm wondering. So now that his wife, who's born and raised in Ukraine, is now experiencing Gaza, I'm wondering how long it's going to take her to think about, maybe Putin's not so bad.
Yeah. What's this guy's name? Does it say?
Well, her name is Victoria Saidam, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, hold on, let me go.
Victoria. Poor Victoria.
Yeah, Victoria is not Ibrahim Saidam.
That's his name?
Victoria, yeah. And I'm
thinking they're married.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's going to flip out. After 6 months, she's going to be like, Ibrahim, are you insane? Are you dumb? What are you doing? You bring us here to Gaza? Are you crazy? I'd rather be with the Jews. You idiot. I wonder if that marriage will last.
Well, it will last until he says it doesn't last.
Exactly.
And then she'll sleep with the fishes.
And then she'll sleep with the fishes. Exactly. She should say this to her. She should say this to Ibrahim.
I do not have time for this. I do not have time for you.
I'm pretty sure she would lose her teeth.
And her head, babe. Anyway. It just fits in perfectly, doesn't it, with just everything that's going on. I got a crazy story, speaking of crazy Arabs. So you're familiar with the country Qatar, right?
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it. It's Qatar. I heard some people say gutter. I don't know. Gutter. But yes, I'm familiar with the country.
I call it guitar.
Guitar.
Guitar Hero.
Anyway, yeah.
I'm sure our producer will correct us like she always does. Anyway, here's a crazy story. So this is what happens when you have too much money, like all of these rich Arab countries with oil. It's this is the headline, a top-notch hospital in Doha, I guess that's the main city in Qatar, is busy. Only Falcons allowed. This is a $1 billion hospital with marble floors that only deals with hawks. Do you understand?
I do understand. Well, I knew that was a popular, hobby amongst the wealthy.
It is. It's a hobby. They do races. They take care of them. It's the establishment of the hospital was to support the hobby and heritage of raising falcons. It's a pastime that stretches its veins into multiple generations. Apparently, these falcons compete in races. And they also have beauty contests for falcons in Qatar. A beauty contest. They're like in bikinis and they have a talent competition.
Well, that's like a couple months ago. I saw that story about the camel beauty contest. Remember that they were?
That's right.
They were flagging people for they were right. They were throwing people out of the beauty contest because they were putting Botox in their camels.
Botox their camels. Well, listen to this. I know. I remember when you did that. So this is a $30,000 a year business taking hawks to the hospital. It says the marble floor reception area is bustles with owners and handlers bringing their birds in for checkups, medical tests, feather replacements, orthopedic surgeries, and even
feather replacements.
Yes, and even mani-pedis. Falcon nail filing is a very serious business. This is what these Arab rich oil wealth, and this is what they're spending their money on in hospitals. It must be nice not to have Joe Biden as your president. You can have hospitals just for falcons. It's unbelievable. Hello? You still there? Oh, I think, Matt, you're frozen. Your face is frozen with a very weird look, a very concerned look on your face about falcons. So I'll just keep talking since I can't hear you. And there's only 2 minutes left of the show, and you've frozen up on me. I'm all by myself, babe. I think you need Will Smith to slap you. Oh, okay, now you're back. Are you back?
I'm back. Yeah, I got internet problems tonight. I don't know what to say.
Did you hear anything that I was saying? Hello?
Starting when?
When I was talking about the Falcons.
Oh, yeah, I heard about the Falcons. And then I lost you at some point during the Falcons.
The Atlanta Falcons? Anyway, it's just a crazy story. This is what this is when you have too much money and you're building multi-million-dollar hospitals for falcons.
Well, I was wondering what the human hospitals are like. Which is nicer, you think?
I think the Falcons. They don't care. I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe our producer knows.
No. I don't really care either. I was just curious. It was just,
Matt, you don't really care about a lot of things lately, but you care about your seat.
You know, that's like, seriously, here's the thing. If I care, I care an awful lot. And if I don't care an awful lot, I really don't care.
Matt, we got 1 minute left. Is there anything you'd like to share in 1 minute?
I just lost you again. Did you hear me talking about not caring?
Yes, I heard you, but I'm saying we have 1 minute left. Is there anything you want to share for 1 minute? Now there's 30 seconds. Let me tell you something. You think the Oscars have these technical problems? No, there's not. Someone needs to come up there and slap you.
Well, I'm sorry. You know, it's like third world infrastructure here. What can I say, man?
Well, you need some of that oil money and have them build better infrastructure. I mean, the Arabs got hospitals for falcons, and you can't even get on your internet.
Amen. We need some oil money for sure.
All right. Well, we're going to end on that. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Another crazy week. Thank you so much for sticking around, everybody, and we will see you next week on Lighten Up on Israel News Talk Radio. I love you.
Israel News Talk Radio's chat room. Just click the orange button at the top of the IsraelNewsTalkRadio.home page, log in as yourself or an anonymous guest, and join in on the fun. You'll meet other listeners from all over the world who listen to Israel News Talk Radio, and you can make new friends. Israel News Talk Radio's chat room. It's the closest you can get to being in the studio with us.
We love listening to Israel News Talk Radio.
Where can you get the inside news on Israel? At Israel News Talk Radio, we're dedicated to sharing Israel's inside story with the world by providing our listeners with news on Israeli politics, current affairs, and Israeli Jewish culture. The Israel News Talk Radio homepage also provides you, the listener, with useful information at your fingertips, with scrolling news headlines, weather, currency exchange, Shabbat candlelighting times, and so much more. Our radio programming is always accessible and on demand. We operate absolutely free of charge for everyone, everywhere. If you love what we do, partner with us now by becoming an Israel News Talk Radio supporter. With your support, you'll be inscribed on our Israel News Talk Radio Wall of Fame. There's nothing like us in the world. Be part of something great. Israel News Talk Radio. Straight talk from Israel.
If you love Israel News Talk Radio, then you'll love our Facebook page. We keep you up to date on what's happening in Israel, plus little surprise treasures that we don't share on the radio. Go now to follow us on Facebook. Just look for the Israel News Talk Radio Facebook page, and don't forget to subscribe and follow us by clicking on the like button. We post great stuff there that you'll want to share. Israel News Talk Radio on Facebook and Israel News Radio on Twitter.
News, opinion, and more. You're listening to Israel News Talk Radio.